I'm gonna help you prepare in just 1 month to get the best score you possibly can. Hey, it's Asia here, and welcome back to The Purpose of Prep, your one-stop shop for everything study skills, college admissions, and SAT prep. And many students right now are preparing for the SAT, which means you're looking for a good strategy to get the best score possible. From when I'm posting this video, the next SAT date is December 4th. So in honor of that, I'm gonna give you a 4-week study plan for the SAT. That's right, I'm gonna help you prepare in just 1 month to get the best score you possibly can. Side note, I don't recommend that you only give yourself 4 weeks to prep for the SAT, but I know sometimes things happen and you're on a deadline. So I'm going to make this video to help you get the best score you possibly can within just 4 weeks of an SAT test date. Now let's get straight to the plan. For week 1, your focus should be diagnostics. We need to figure out what you do know and what you don't know. And that has more to do than just taking a practice SAT test. You need to focus on 2 diagnostic categories, one being SAT diagnostics and the other being subject diagnostics. Now let me explain what that means. For SAT diagnostics, you're taking a practice SAT exam. This is gonna tell you what sections you're struggling with and what specific topic categories within that section that you're struggling with. Now for subject diagnostics, this is specific math and language arts material that you need to review. So you may need to take an Algebra 1 diagnostic test, or maybe you need to take a grammar diagnostic test so you can pinpoint exact topics that you are struggling with. To evaluate these 2 categories of diagnostics, there are tons of resources, but 2 that I'll recommend is for the SAT diagnostics, I recommend you use Khan Academy. They have a great diagnostic test on there that you can take online that is partnered with College Board, the makers of the test. For SAT diagnostics, I actually recommend for the math portion to check out Cliff Notes, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry diagnostic tests. I'll make sure to link the resources I mentioned in the description and also link some additional ones that you can use to help you pinpoint the things that you do not know. So here's a preview of your week 1 plan. For week 2, now we're going to start learning and implementing on those things that you do not know. So week 1 helped you find out what you didn't know. Now we're gonna start filling in those gaps. What I recommend to help you fill in those gaps and better understand these topics is alternating in between taking real College Board SAT practice questions and also learning the math and language arts material that you were struggling with. And resources you can use for this is going on to College Board and using their full-length practice tests and doing practice questions from each section so you're getting comfortable with these practice questions and comfortable with applying the topics. And then on other days, you can go onto resources like iExcel and Khan Academy to really learn those topics. So for example, if you're struggling with linear equations, you could focus on going on iExcel and Khan Academy and doing practice questions on putting things in slope-intercept form, graphing linear equations, understanding how linear equations work, and other things like that. This is gonna help you fill in the knowledge that you're missing in order to answer these SAT questions. And once again, I recommend you alternating it on each days. So one day you're doing SAT practice questions and other days you are learning those materials you realize you did not know on your diagnostic week. Now at the end of week 2, you wanna make sure you take a full-length SAT practice test under the testing conditions so you can apply all the material you learned this week. Now here's a preview of what you're gonna be doing for week 2. So in week 2, you practice real SAT practice questions, and you also learned all of those topics that you found out in diagnostic week that you did not understand. Now you're gonna continue that for week 3. So what you wanna do now in week 3 is start thinking about pacing, speed, and strategy. So you wanna take a look at, are you completing your practice tests with time at the end to review your questions? Or are you working down to the last minute? If you are struggling with time, you wanna evaluate why it's taking you so long to do certain questions and fix that. So if you're taking really long to answer questions that focus on quadratic equations, then you need to do more practice on Khan Academy or iExcel on quadratic equations so that you can speed up on the test. Now, what you can also start looking at is strategies to answer questions faster. Now you can look up these quick strategies in books like McGraw-Hill or Kaplan that focus on strategies in the math and reading sections. And at the end of week 3, you're also going to take another full-length practice test to implement all of these strategies that you're learning to speed up on the test and also implement all the stuff from week 2 that you learned. Now here's a clear preview of what week 3 should look like. Now, we are finally on week 4. Now, just to recap really quickly, week 1, we focused on diagnostics and figuring out what you do know and what you don't know. Week 2, we took real SAT practice questions to get comfortable with the way College Board frames questions, and we also went to resources like Khan Academy and IXL to learn the subject material that you did not know. And in week 3, we continued to practice, but we also put in strategies to help us speed up and pace ourselves better. Now, on week 4, you're going to continue doing these same things. So you want to do real length practice questions, you want to implement those strategies, and you want to use IXL and Khan Academy to fill in all that subject matter that you did not know. But what I do want you to do is the day before the test to stop. That's right, no studying the day before the test. You need to take a break, relax, and trust that you did the work these past 4 weeks that you need to get your dream score. And to make sure that you have a clear view of your 4-week SAT prep plan, here's a full calendar view of what you're going to do from week 1 to week 4 to get the best SAT score possible. If you want help implementing this plan, or if you have more time for SAT prep as well, make sure to click the link in my bio for my private SAT prep program so you can learn how you can work with me to help you get the score that you need for your SAT test. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want more content like this, make sure to tell me below in the comments what you would like to see, and hit the like button and subscribe button so that you know when I post videos. And I hope to catch you in the next one.